at all. This glory land is dry, too dry. So, as I wish you well to elect your executives, make sure you elect executives who will be able to steer your party's affairs when you are in opposition. I wish you a Merry Christmas, Afishapa. Boys are bread. Boys are bread.
May I catch the gun of when you say, what do you ever can say? Boys are bread. Boys are not bread. I break you a man penny farm and come up. What not? What I know what the son gonna see near the pounds. Now, pounds are not yet piano. I don't know what I'm quite saying I'm going to bread. More bread. And now my pennies are Muhammad and my today. Well, my pennies are Muhammad. What is pencil, a quam cram my, and Fiammy and Sandy, but the aquam cram my. Montagia Bulo, Badiani, Banchini, Benkadia Bua Maganem, and now say, one Pound and a Shilano.
Of the assets, their course another. In fact, Fiada Memenda Quasiada Corner, sorry, the media check, NDC 8th National Delegates Congress, Omokoya amendments. In which is elected national executives on steer party in affairs towards the 2016 elections and beyond. It was on mandate near the next 4 years. When Etna Akunyana so. Ma main car sell text message line here 1760. Na odia brain na enso yetimi brain ya kenkan ni na ediama. Me do ma hene kwabna asante. Christmas is just around the corner. I'm sure say nkwada no wono shopping any wono nyoma abatuto nyina nyame adom watoto ne kakrakra. But this time the caution is that nyame adoma most of the schools are reopening on the 6th, 7th and 10th of January 2015. And whilst you shop, you make sure unfa winning ko to be so. Now do when you to one kasa also and no sika so say they bear school fees and electricity and new marketing for the month of January and February unkwa ahuyem every day I was so usua there now the name there ebeka the owo ho no you are building on it and koye say the da ho nyina no say on sample how e was sikasem ho a ene wa chichire ho na fakoto bank because holidays do na no omonya adwuma that's why we say oni tuo sika so ntimi nkoyi na fi si January mo a na otimi anya adaji nkwada ne titiru ene some dependents you have onore e show mu watimi ahwe na omo school fees e ho nsensem no watimi e ma fi most of us so no rent ne be so nti you careful say onko overspending now no fear abesha ase edin kita ho. In fact, the appropriate time to even lobby ufira Christmas brewery or the part ko chokona otua into if it wadi ka jibi na for new year no why na kakra now the expenditure this Christmas be mindful. That's why I make and be mindful of your expenditure. So we look at your quote according to your size no kran ye jaika is e bi wo say chichiro more for that chance empty into kebeya tadia dodo na e wo ho na akra no nka manage no asa oh na if you nua ne kakra bi na no e mo ni je ni tomatoes ne yi bi no wo de kakra bi a she free you know say no kra ni die no so no ene obi nka jo say bibia no say wo share wo so na mo ni da ho wow hwa say odi bayire baako na otwe mu ni nyina na wo mia ho say wo jabaye ne to ho no for the next na wo twe na beba no because I know obi ne say kakra e say wa oti ase say nioma esesa no esesa for the good but obetima am na esesa for the bad and this is for the good. Now 2015 ankoye awuhia na odi be dikan kra very very important ko dwaso na ohwa yesi ni sika yesu ye to kasa kese Yes, ye did Jackasia. Yes, ye can your market, Cassia, one toe boasia, weighing on one toe boasia, Mr. Off far, and far home to be. Oh, yes, I want choir. Mia when you know the coso, they do Sawa crack. A baby, Mrs. Sounds the best, one of the best in terms of healthy food. In Tianco Pepper, Honka Chinchia, when you would as a cocoa, and I say, yes, one coin. Mr. Dulemu, Muntin, say, off him, say, Uti Pupua. Now I will be a D. If you want a Unaqua. Say, Una, one shall also crabby. When I was walking TSH enough with the Bussiamo ABD when in 2015. Bussiamo should do an MP, our bravo Bonuma. And then one here, the Batono, and yet as papa. Okay, Yanko, National Treasurer, how Adamwasi, none of the car has a Montinas and Amofan Timisu. And a pair by Adamwasi, free MPP Bresso, and a Muti Yasem, delegates, no. NDC is Masaya May. Is the dear can say, Obi Onya, Quenya, Bedroom, Jumedia, Dio Habiano, and yes, any Panonian son, a brew, be a Yansaso, Adom Bikeke. Saa yonkofana ewo yene montem na musumoji tum se eti heye pe Ghana enkoso ne Ghana yedi no bibia dia de se de betum onim no moyemaye one of the nkofo a ye kan ya mo share ne monyam kese pa ya large PMC o ma no so we ha na ya de list ne by MPP de list ne by motoma o kama NDC o de list ne by mo hye mo ho ne monyam kama yen ye gidie ne se uni a wotena ha bia wonya tumi no obehwe na Ghana yidi ni Ghana kanko ye gidie no enti ne ye recommend my delegates say nkebe ya ye hye wo but ye say nkebe ya montuma sa ni peku because ni momo so metim the Ghana compempen so void of partisanship there be as say edu Alhaji PMC correlations na pom say
nyamna Adom Badwam ho ya
a Christopher ne won nwum bi o say e ma ore mfi na no da de o kan ye if we say afa na tumi na bedi wo ho de a Oko wanim no ye hwese saa pepepe ana abeya obekaya the last in koma edi obedwa biso no asema kan ya ne se nukuredie ena odi wura amanyo sem se fa sika se montotoye se fa man ne kanko se fa party ni se betimagina hoyi me kai wo ebi se dia de se dia to delegates nanim ti me sa kai wo se nukuredie no enye o kata so ban ba bi ade na bia na party no Fakodu baby a person do titiri e fa ne sika semo. Did it come as a surprise?
Yeah. Okay, Ghana amount for efeniema. You see, kaneno na ya na amount for ekokotwa entro na yedepe aba. And that's the utum say Ghana for any abio amanyo semo. Nti asindi obeka bia no ye hwe nipa no se de wositie ene asam no a obeka no ye hwe se obetime aya Ghana for beto abano edi ama me bon to a ensima me kan ye bia ni wa me nim se mentimi enye nti me hia Ghana for nyina so emwa ba ko for mentimi nye anu kredie amede eye maduma de ene ya de tetin wo fam ansana me yini adru samlewe de nya de a me Ghana for Lambo.
Alhaji, we are comfortable with national executive for mo yomu.
Yeah. Me and this me are comfortable with NDC but you know the fact is that Nipan say we are NDC need me are comfortable with him. And yeah, the amanjos and some so etwintia. Nipa bia o wiase bia no mo gidie de ma me Mr. Bayano.
National Treasurer, ruling National Democratic Congress, General Friend Alhaji PMC. Alhaji Ubey, quickly, Ujiri say you muna abaya can divorce say dear empower ni here pote and they say National Executive for and among ben and many years say mutu na mo baby amofa. Unfortunately, Alhaji PMC, some of these conversations because I said I'm super septic and I feel lucky about Clinic, Onadarama, Era, Chief Executive, Lucky Heba Clinic, Noble Junior Doctor, Stephen Yeboah, also Yamao Yako, teacher Ebra Mame, Eda former Yami Admon the 3rd of January, and Obaye, Yeba Betawachi, or Kwanson Kosukra. Fred, Dr. Noble Stephen Yeboah Jr. on 0243-201244 or 0277465855. Alaji PMC, Ahomani di Hama Wasaba. Messi and Manimi, Ahokabe and Asus, the National Executive, on Kahona, Mutimi Commonim, say National Executives.
No. The Adom and say, Yamon say, yet club and the chairman, as summer chairman Kayano. Toma kumaso din pa se adia yemu bi ye hwehwe no be se enfie dua etwamu se enkabomu unity and I'm so nyame tuminti sa reconciliation skills no nyankopon dia mame ndi anmanumu ya adia ehia me pa ne se ye bebo modena ya reconcile ye partner ansana. But Yawura Abatum.
All right, Tioka Secretary say Enya Jumaketwana Akosu, Yajitum Sewa Brand, I'm Adma Ukwada, Asam Kessie, and him say Obawa studio, had him say life. Now, Wabe Church, even that position at Wakofano, some of the responsibilities and the expectations of majority of your party sympathizers, and a baby or be free, any baby out of the call. Tinami Adma Laji, Ukwada Ebishia, but you're very sure well. And we also say, the delegates are say, so Munya say, but again, the reminder is that you have promised all of us, say, your administration, that is treasurership, the credit a key and our deba. We wish you well and a Merry Christmas. Okay, so Alaji PMC, National Treasurer for the ruling National Democratic Congress, Martin in Kano, Bibia Totona Kwama Ukwada, Obeba na Odemaseda, Ede Abraham, said the Muti Bedroom. Nkoba ene dia nyame adom mode 2 million share nsa se ombe krakra NDC amanyuku no musika se wakasa de odidi kan na no da no was truth nti oso no de odeba no truth and discipline ana odeba but studio had His Excellency Sam P Yale na no da nyadisua hunu kese pa free India efa nyoma bi wo hono ma ne nsusue mu no se ye twa ne mfonyini ni abe yesu ne ye bai wo man Ghana ma osusu se ebetimi de atumi katenten pa yi na ne ma bi so atimi atoto na kwam na no memenda so no na ene newo Asante Mantem Baba Sports Stadium to be precise onu anka se hu de course mi gidi se anapenso OTT kasa video hold on we hu various commentaries amount for so era ne san komono ana yebedi na ya the month of Christmas and also maybe an caution be or an advice be or my parents any kwada any asofo obi biara as we celebrate Christmas and as we expect that we all cross over to the new year no jishebi on ma which is experience and exposure no and also odebe tuja amaye 1760 o text message line no your excellency akwa ba official paso bibia boko
yamenado
now Kumasi na no da. And your overall comment?
Well, before Mokoda Masam, Pede Mayoya Adwin Papa or Christmas expenditure crusade in the area. So there, Yemu Fanara Junede after 31st December, the world will come to an end. And therefore, we put everything we have into the Christmas, and when it comes to January, the hardship starts with us at the beginning of the year. It is not a good thing to do. Christmas is like any other day. Until woman bombas nara na yen hwede afen ye ba ebisi sie hena komom ye sie hena ho de ye be aman papa fo ye be amman papa ye be Christian fo papa ye be Muslim fo papa oni no hia sin de party na insanom na bibin
no. How do we resist those pressures and temptations? Because normally it's kind of the whole, Christmas, bam, now they are boom. How do you resist
people? It is people who do not have self-control that do that. Obiara a self-controlled person, and he controls his expenditure. You know, there's a choice, a question of choice. Or tea, or coffee, or whatever. You can decide that pedamonum coffee. Nobody will charge you. Because you are a party, as money munsu. You understand? One kasa personal choice.
So one kasa.
Obia in
choice be any munsu as well.
One kasa wasam. Obia in team and sign is on. Akopati on the Obia should be this.
One offer.
Obia for plate not the money good not should be there. No, I want our choice. Intino say in can come Brenton. Me youth in the way here, papa, and can come Brenton. Abrabon or your one kasa choices ever make. So feel that next year, a pede a bibia, you start in 10 times when you are there. Anyway, now the Wusikina is saving in a blowing in our Christmas. I mean, a Colabadi beach, a Quaha, I did bet in the beach, not the hole. No, honest Konoko, but in the beach, not the hole. You know, so let us spend this day for its relevance. The birth of Christ brings us some hope for the future rather than troubles for the future.
But obesity or say, now so the demands and the request and basusana now also no amount so extreme pressure be about so you also have to dip your hands into your accounts or your pocket or wherever you're safe. Say
Papa no say that if you do what big man do, you see what big man see. If you do what big man do, you see what big man see. Say a Brentaba, now Usika, Bosumusum, Obia, I'm better in the Ghana series. Okay, now Uncle Africa there, Yanko big places. Now, so, the children could be. Obia, in fact, a human son, one up and you know, until I want the youth to understand that one future does not depend on anybody. Their future depends on their own choices they make today. In I mean, there are people who went to school with you, with all respect to them.
You see some of them.
You see some of them as, as if
it's true.
It's the choices they made. If you are out of school, what do form for? You know why I branch here to do? No, I start on the secretary, on we, on them on fata. No, also I remind, it's the choice you make. Everything in the world is about the choice you make. You can decide that I want to be a good person. You can decide that I want to be a guy. That's your own choice.
Probably another area of concern, and people may raise here, at this time of the month, you know, a lot of church activities, the papa, the demands from most of the pastors and a reasonable number of men of God, monetary and financial demands as we enter year 2015 or a new year. And the one you see, and the one for 50 a man, we say Empire with the 40 million bar, Empire Sunko, the 80 million bar. And will be a protection, and because most of the society, inclusive, are vulnerable, no. Now we are a prayer, and so decided to tell them to get
Kaba, I think a whole program should be dedicated to the religious assault on Ghanaians.
Religious
assault on Ghanaians. You know, many people have seen there. A lot of us are vulnerable to American. We have the need for hope. We have the need for protection. We have the need for everything that we want to have. And see, some people have decided that let us, as there's demand for that, create a supply. You know, if you look around Accra, it's filthy with billboards of all sizes, of crusades, of all night, of Passovers. How many times did Christ advertise? In what media did Christ advertise? You understand? The funny aspect of it is that the pastors are also advertising with their wives' pictures and everything. Now nobody even advertises Christ. Yeah, then they advertise their pictures and their wives. You know, so they have personalized religions, you know, and it doesn't happen anywhere in the world apart from Ghana. I'm telling you. The kind of messages that people are being exposed to in the church. Now people are teaching prosperity. You know, but prosperity never and will never come by you every day going to church. It will never and will never come. So tell me with evidence empirically, how many people they may be directed. Say, be a sovereign kasama anyway. At the back compare nankasane life be now but I can never see and tell you one example in the world. I'll be called 24 hours. I'll know for you. What's all I'm not cutting a chap with them 24 hours. Obeden why is the banana nukun? Obeden why is the banana?
But that's what the Spirit directs you to do.
That is not what the Spirit directs anybody to do. Nothing. The Spirit has not directed. The Spirit is that. Wow, boy, yimpa. Yankupona boy in there. Nensaso. You understand? Use your brain. Use your dream. Come on. If I decide to bring this cup here, what are the chances? The chances that it will fall, isn't it? I can perceive it and gently place it where it should be placed and start observing what I have to observe. You understand? No man, I am saying that at the cost of anything that I have. Those days that we didn't have mobile phones, you used to go to Ghana Telecom and sleep there all night. All night and send a call number. Now we have mobile phone, isn't it? Bring the same concept to the spirituality of God. If you have direct contact with God, you know how to contact your God. You don't need anybody to intervene for you.
But do we all have access? Because the impression is that there are special people with access to God.
Kaba, there's no special person to access to anybody. God created me and created you the same way. It's your spirituality. One can be decided there. Listen, I want to see my God in a very positive way. I want God to talk to me. You sleep and spend time meditating and focusing your heart, your attention on God. Say, Obia ornamenta, focus na attention on son. So always he's tasting the best brandy. He's also talking about the best wine.
Because he's an expert in those areas.
Obia open beshafu sabio. He knows besi sheep. Not tasting alcohol. Obisa open there me pede muhunyansa. Like King David, King Solomon. They focus, that is it. It is specializing your mind and your whole being there. You know, like some of us, we say, look, in spite of all the noise, in spite of all the corruption, you decide that I don't want to be corrupt. It's a personal...
You can be in the midst of corrupt people,
and not be corrupt. You can be the the politician that we want to be. You can be anything, but still remain a gem. You understand? So I cannot see why some so-called pastors, and like the story I was relating to the other time, I think the other party apart from the media man, a media lady, was a pastor. You see, and Christ himself says, how can a blind man lead a folk? So that's the problem I have with the multiplicity of religious beliefs. Everybody's entitled to his own belief, as I'm entitled to my belief. But I do not believe also that it takes anybody to take me to heaven. Nobody can take me to heaven. I will go to heaven based on my own faith, based on my own understanding of what God is.
Not a church.
What is a church?
Not a minister.
A church.
God.
A church is a society. A church is a society.
A grouping of people.
People who
with a special belief.
We believe it there. But as to your immediate interaction, what you derive from God does not come from the church.
Okay, but why the drift from probably salvation to prosperity messages?
But Christ did not preach prosperity. Have you seen the lifestyle of some of our pastors? And have you seen the abstract poverty of the members of those who go to church, those churches? Have you done a study on that? But when Christ had the bread, he shared. Isn't it? When Christ had bread, he shared with the people. But then when somebody, when yes campus sabi and high dying, and a panel was sorry or bompire, kakra beto ni se mususu, was one from beto situate. Knowing very well says situate no better was it will not do anything for him.
A situation nyakwe.
Otherwise it's giving diabetes. Who did Sika Koto and Chine from pastor and Chine no go find a dance song? What is that? So, I mean,
lack of knowledge be where you find.
For lack of knowledge, our people perish. That's what the Bible says. To this morning, I don't want to be religious, but what I have developed myself and what I'm thinking of, what you should do and what I should do, is different from what other people think they should do. You know, everybody's entitled to his own belief and his own thing. But I believe that this morning, I have to communicate with my God, and there's time for that. And for me, that time is for nothing else. The time that I should communicate with my God, there's nothing more to do than that. Even if it's 10 minutes, I'll do it and get up. You know, And this, I do it at dawn. You know, when you are in bed, between 3 and 4 is when all the ideas for the day come into your head. You know that. Have you tested it? So get a period for everything. The Chinese, the Indians, they have time for everything.
Okay, probably before we jump into the Congress and then that of Ghana for 2015. One of the members also, I endorse you on this platform, Ghana's biggest in terms of morning TV show, Nimnyam for Ofusu Ampof. Yekachem say with the experience and with his relationship with the grassroots and his persona, one key advantage I know accessibility and then grassroots person. Nyamen chade yakwaba masisi modi and munyam shekese ediamano. Brasa mi photo correlations, but member refi your mother dona obetina bedwam eka we say ne ye say moa yedi timu ehye mu say bia mbetina bedwam so ye kai mo say we have been part of the process and we will see to it say the over catch Ghana for habia not necessarily party at time for the Ghana for habia no obe sa de na ma he utinkwa
yo me too that so my and
His Excellency Sampiale Johan was also castle show.
Photo. Kaba, I want to state, knowing Photo who he is, it will be strange and surprising if he would change.
Okay.
For his humility, I know I'm saying this on air.
Yeah.
For his humility and relationship to the poor people, if he changes, it will be surprising.
Hey, brother, Photo, and they were down to pay. And I make question you can see
because throughout his ministerial life,
yeah.
I've known him well, deputy minister, he has come all the way. And if Photo would change from being something
grassroots.
Oh no, that would be strange.
Submit Photo. I see.
Ambassador Pierre Lassie and especially
campaign managers.
Already between the case, I'm going to
okay.
And support.
Yeah. Now, the Aquasubia, Nano Dawo Kumasi, Ago Pramasu Baba Sports Stadium, Akoye.
Oh, me sure to Yamiato Mutibia, Koye, share Congress here. A Congress by Quaya Koya. Mekase, me bind this Congress by Quaya Pa. Tension and Casapa and Shetta in na Niji in your door and the Akoya and the Akoya Congress not to me in every source from J. Yantia Sambia, Ubian Cassa, Ubin Platino, a crowd of Congress Nasi, Emma Yasnaya Bar. In your number, I could do some day, would be no more happy and I'm transfer, but so funny, a monitor by Biano, Empire was saying, Yame. Any of you now on fire could do some good. And I saw my intino. Bibia Koye, the planning committee for Ashanti region, and the police letter commission or a boy in Nano. I'm saying, and it's special and central for a young media for what now? Me 2 days, man, media for non swan. If you say, a saffron man, my men, and non so internet as a Saturday. The money I was my problem, dear. Nema about it.
Well, but daddy Pefe Nano Dawo Baba Sports Stadium say, I say, I am Kofa Neba Kuya Srum Kubia Airiti or NDC Amanukunum. Diana, Emma Sadi Tibidan, what is her?
Well, I'm say, party no. Ya jika vimika vya mamu atum ama internal democracy no so no egusu a ejintin ewo party no na ya hwemukina ntibra ya hwemukina ne nyina no ena no obia hu se ne wasa wo ya ne se be adwumapa na ya adwumapa na ya adwuma denden a ya bia no ya kokoto aba nipa be adwuma a wa ya no mato so aba mo eti no I think that internal democracy has deepened. And people are trusting the process. Process is transparent and fair. And you know, so you know, when I hear Juma and couldn't be over, you wait to make them more.
Well, finally, probably with the other address, one casa of foot soldiers, party sympathizers, now the Ghana also because I saw it on the field. Say the masses are more form they no more space to cry. They say abandon to yen kinka enu baby akwana chinchina. They say ufa ha tree for job, ufa ha tree for job. they're expecting something from you this morning. Then I'll catch you and the Ghana for.
You Nampera catch on the delegates in and said, I'm a veteran studio hono. And the catcher said, many delegates no no Macassa. NDC delegates no who knew the brave to say, and someone for now, said John Slow, and the young from who knew. And now, who bought my papa? Now, say, who brought Massima, and say, a breast one, on the show and William. Begin to say, and when your delegates, yes, I know, actually say, one more appreciate my contribution in my effort in the NDC. I never come in the politics more, or you make me a boy partner say, obey more accessible and humble, now, my brother, my boy, empire say, or my position, and my it's when you made it to the sunset, we will be if you buy it. I always remember that I also was part of the grassroots, and I'm not the man of the I will still continue to identify myself, the ordinary people of this country, the ordinary people of our party, the foot soldiers of our party. Now, or more that I am a daddy, no more social science and social. Now, yet, you myself. Yet, at least there was sympathetic heart to their concerns. Now, Master on both said, they know me that the hallmark of some people is work. If you didn't tell me, I'm not going to now, if we saw no more dear person with Mudia, the whole thing now by year Juma at the Badwam NDC party after the from 2016. They had done the party no any because I did a party, a party. Now we need to address it and revive the base of the party, and that is what we are going to do. Now, our chief for any amount for Nancy, any Adom piles of Bruno, Yame, Emma, and Yasunte, only I can share Bonnie PM free outcome. Now you have people from near a person, Namedia be not the INT. Madam, no matter Ghana for Nancy. Now, what I say, Ambassador Sampia, listen, and you're defending the Abba Piano, now, the child on family. So, when you comprehend your mind at Mammy, and we do have a Baba in my
Okay, so Brass Photo Correlations. We wish you the strength and send a medal for Juma Kessia and the wedding. You beside Eddie Como Blessing. Okay, so that's it. After a countdown, now or more, Adom only to me a share on us, delegates, NDC delegates to me show us. Come on, Bray Cosonano, you be famous and Timony and Yaji. But 1760 or text message line if I bring now Engibre and Kinka and Fama, the super septic, and I feel lucky hair clinic for you. The one I see piece on us. I can't lucky hair and at 3rd of January. Chief Executive Lucky Herbal Clinic, ne made that form 80 Ebekwa Jam, the Sa Pepe, and so Anna Takra, the RDF Commander, DSP Kodia, Opapana Kunti Hine, and so Kumau Assassin, so also that form Anna Afei, Chief Executive, Danfujai, Betes, also, as I say, Quanstrom goes on also, Yakase, Nano da, Fiadano Confanochi, I Sabiano, so Papa, a car, a free mo, Intino, Munano Yako. I say there are more DE, especially this very month. But in him saying, I remember holding Sunko, now more dear common name. Let's try and come on. So I have a lot of bishops and 2 reverend ministers wanting to be a part of the discussion. Omo eno ya dream wo baby, omo no ya dream wo baby. They would have loved to be part. I'm hoping say soon maybe Akwenya Rama Dominic I'm also. But Honorable Benjamin Aye, I'll say he misses. Or no uncommon Belgium, but he wishes well and welcome back.
Well, let's put this thing in proper perspective. To be religious is very good, but to depend on religion for your lifestyle, for your life, is to say that you want to emulate Christ. That is how you depend on religion. So you want to do what Christ says you should do. But Christ did not talk about being excessively rich. You understand? Recognizing people to be big men only because they can give money to the church.
But that's and then there's an issue.
That is my beef with the situation. You understand?
And then there's an issue.
You know, say Christian, it's good to go to church, but nobody. Let me re-emphasize that nobody should think say, "Obi enabamana yebibi." Christ says, "I am going to make you fishers of men." That's what Christ says, isn't it? He said that he didn't say that I'm going to give you fish and fish and fish.
The transformation,
everything on earth depends and starts with you. take it or leave it, Kaba. Mahine. And I'll pay you by if you had started, say, Ubeye dirty politics, we would have. If you decide to come and do what you should not do, I will start here. And Toko ICC were all these countries, you know. Obina, what two bomb if you subet baby batu for mana. Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and you nipa na. It is you, and everything starts with what you. Somebody may have started and recruited others, and then it's a problem one for all of us. Everything that we do, no, from the teaching that I'm having, starts with you.
I see. So, as Omaino, there are teachings of you believing in yourself rather than depending on Asumesi and Obentin, and I say me of away and I say this particular pastor and this particular belief, you know, all comes back to you. You're not that psyche, you know.
Okay, listen, Kaba, you see this energy, this bulb is bright, isn't it? Take it off and put 5 watts bulb. You have very low light here, and I'm but it's the same energy. Uko be dam one day was open disco bulb, no akoto disco bulb. Ubi so big light, no akoto. And yes, sir. For the facilities of energies and laws of nature, no, it is there. Nobody is discovering anything new. It is just our investigations and what's called scientists. They are investigating what is available. So if you decide to say, oh, life, no, 5 watts, about 5 watts. If you decide to say, oh, life, about 1,000 watts, about 1,000 watts, until you have gotten to 1,000 watts, you will not stop. And in going towards the 1,000 watts, no, there are so many things that you must do, and there are so many things that you must not do.
Until life opens up for the don'ts and the do's.
Of course.
So you decide to pick which one you want.
Christ says that, they will let the wheat and the chaff be there. I ain't saying the Bible, can So if you decide that, listen, I want to be the best journalist in Ghana, not because of politics, not because of I'm insulting anybody, but encyclophobic TMB program, but just because
make a sense of the
you know, there's this man, Wakatri, where MC Pentecost penning, I've forgotten the name. Opening chair.
Okay,
have you listened? Not I haven't can't worry some. Have you listened to him? These are the people I want to listen to. You know, they tell you that life is yourself. The upa ware papa ubenya, upa ware bonus ubenya. Everything that you want to know, ubenya. If you want a good political party, you can have it. If you want to have a country that is not corrupt, you will get it. Because, like you are saying, if you, Omahinika said, a Juma Yadi Amameno, may yeno me yanko pong so. Misu Mekasa me yeno me yanko pong
positives in
positive. I don't say we don't have positive, negatives. Sometimes the negatives will have to test you.
Yeah.
You know, but your resilience to negatives, you know, will help you to say no. So if, for example, yesterday I was telling a group of young men that umami kofum and what in the Amawa Ayako University. Wako from the Amawa University. Ti sebi unyansan kakra ayeden abakaho. Wako University akoya agric. Course ye man agric. Uba ya osim betina office akomeko akra akopejuma. Akopejuma. Why don't you add
improve
what you're doing? Umamiti makola. What Tom Bodiani Mako sa the Ashwa Mako University. What marketing? Why don't you add the marketing skills?
So a chese say Umaminya and a modern day Nimdeki to become one. And go the best.
And compare the best. So the Indians and the Chinese, they believe in the family business. Who could Syrian for Indian for almost a coconut to another
from 18th to so follow.
That is how come Tata came. That's how Sony came. That is why Kawasaki. Name any brand.
But you need that tradition.
You know, so there are certain values if you are or say it doesn't come from the state. After the state is like not energy. It offers you schools, it offers you this, it offers you this. A dear Ben will free state in media. You understand? If you ask people like, I don't want to mention it, but if you ask people like Kwame Despite, Ilejimano, people who have made it, genuinely made it, those people, they will tell you that they didn't even start business with money. And nobody starts business with money. You start business with ideas. Everything you do start
here be idea.
Ideas, positive. Everything that you do to be rich, to be poor, to be what, starts from here. So I want to tell, especially the youth of this country, they should start using their mind, their brain power, instead of their mouth.
But is that the end of your life?
Well, many people have made it without going to university. Many people. Your people are woman making name, I'm making fortune, I'm making whatever. I woman try invest, I'm going university. What does that mean? You understand? So you have something like unemployed association of what? Graduate unemployed. And I said, what kind of association is that?
So in a nutshell,
everything that you have, everything that you need, everything that you want, start with your mind. See, come and look at my face. I have 2 pairs of eyes, 1 pair of eyes of 2. I have 1 nose and 1 mouth and 2 ears. Do you know the essence of that? You have 2 nozzles. You see, these are teachings and for before you talk, no one know your back. It's before you talk, nobody will know what do I assume you know then. You have nosed around and then you talk. But most of us, we talk as if we have 4 mouths or 5 mouths. You know,
the Kasati said you are not bear 9.
But that's not nature. That's not how God created us. God created you, say, look at you. And so say you know, so people take this concept, then they put a satellite up there so that the satellite will look at all of us. The Chinese, the Indians, the Americans, they are developing their country through basic principles of nature. That's all there is to it. The nature that tells you that don't be selfish. Is that not the case? Is that not what the Bible tells us? Or is that not what the Bible says that is that what the Bible says?
But probably before we get into your party business as to what transpired with Kumasi, now Adibi ya beto Ghana for such our hope and belief is that, as I say, it is the responsibility of a buyer a washer. So we cater for me because me university me Greek, me psychology, me IT, me says it. I buy no na said says so mama adwuma. I beg then ya tree and wolf is adwene ho. Na ya bibi e be boy.
2 young people in Switzerland. One did marketing, one did IT. They decided to team up. That's why we have online marketing. Alibaba and the rest of them, Amazons and the rest of them. If you have the knowledge and you don't know how to use the knowledge, it is as bad as you don't have the knowledge. Application of the knowledge is important. All these cameras we are seeing now, so binum amana ma anka yebeyede. You see, we must be innovative and think beyond issues. The Abrofan said that think outside the box, isn't it?
Yeah.
For some of us, the issue is you call somebody to come and do something for you. His first thing is so let me say, impossibility is your own inner mentality towards possibilities. Your inner mentality towards possibilities. So if your inner mentality is that it will not work,
it will not work.
It will not work. If your inner mentality is that it will work, it will work. Start it, it will fall. Find out why it fell, and go on improving it, you get it.
So the road to success is about mentality.
Sure, your mental attitude towards everything. See, we had this Adom waffle sometime in Ghana near a car. A buyer pair. What have you done? We have stopped making the cars. Yes, sir. There's a Christo Asafo. Car Nisiwa. Why wouldn't we as a nation have a positive mental attitude towards that car?
But the
well, that is high tech. That is so a Brunia and Kasai car we better on 50 times with the price of an Land Cruiser. Why don't you have positive attitude towards it? Now engineers and scientists now you want One factor is one woman's and diagnose can say, we and we improve a baby. We now we are a baby.
Because on why the bit?
Why the bit? So tech should pick that car. Tech should pick that car in collaboration with him. Now, he analyzes because the objective is that we want to make in Ghana vehicle. Toyota ni adene buy no. We started here and refuse to buy. No. See, what I want to tell the listener, viewers today is say, everything that you do no starts with yourself. You can decide I'm a power sorry you want to poison your system into a petition one. The whole deal, the system no. When the when there's the choice, say insurance, so that your blood and everything will flow properly. But baby, of course, but they say there's blood in his alcohol. So media, I have this belief. At a certain time, say, "Obian to me and yet be mami." They will facilitate it, but say university say we Ghana ha, schools we ha, ajuma we be ha. If you put yourself in a frame of mind, they say media, ajuma be am first. I want to be very, very hardworking. Smartly hardworking. Send your cap in the same cap. And in doing that, I want to be honest. So be can say, oh, yali, oh, sir, and there. No, that is not what I want at all. You want to be hardworking, you want to be honest, and above all, you want to be humble. This threatens. If any young man would take it, a year chance of work hard at whatever you do. Not evil things. Work hard at whatever you do. In this case, we say work smart at it. Be humble and honest about it, and you get it.
Okay, so 1760 your text message line Fabre na yenjibre na yenkenkan super septic in here me fie bia mu if say pamon ka okwan sonko so na afi asa ekum eye interfere intatia and afi once na fie hotel restaurants offices any ankra bia here be schools ahodo nyina no say ye de behwe na isa hawe nyina afi on ope bia to Natural Organics Limited on Chroma Circle Veridian Shop or Makola Mall or said that the enterprise Ewa Veno Junction next to see woman Ubenyabi Ato Honum. Fresh our number is 057-589-1266. 057-589-1266. And 0244-089-159. And 020-897-3667. And what is make house oh a year how be a lady a dear one yenjeja hokra sitrim say wanya oduyefo a ono de say o besa ya de o kwansoro koso no fakodomo mo meka lucky eba clinic onu krabata no gomoa ogwa krom sanso na kaso aso nyanya do kwa no so odu kanichi first light so a won ne eye Accra Academy ana hwe animu Kumasi so abre project one total ana Shell filling station in Tembo Takrade in Crawford Junction nyane abesim kwa no so say wona be do Kofridua eye kane EMAC FM no one ne hwe animu enti one nkodi nsa wo so na bibia entimi enkofan enfama frɛ Dr. Noble Stephen Yeboah Jr. on 0243201244 and 0277465855. One other rama and a day in pensemu at the ebro. Now, Excellency, you know, a Kumasi none that they are course.
I want you to let you know something. Most Nigerians, they decided to center their films on their heritage, their chieftaincy and their traditions. Look at how far they are going with their films. Yeah, then what are we glorifying?
You should pray.
A baby some and magic. You know. So, like I'm saying again, it's choice. I saw it there, sorry, but what you take from the church in there, Papa would say, I want to be free as soul him. Obi what you saw them, what you want to drink, and mutual could
right from a story there.
I saw them. Into the soft one there. But what I don't like about the religious aspect of some pastors, the exploitation of the masses.
It's too much.
Too much. Sorry back one. a better collection several folds. As well than you say you read that. But do they tend to see that encrophobia and so ebriana? Uti, and then we say Pastor B say why collection they are making here for? Our national them. It was very, very good. It is time, say, you be a piano. The man no credit at that idiom. What I said, they are drinking Pahon. A drinking Pahon. All the so called corruption near the come on. Crop tea is meeting man with 10 caps. Meeting 10 caps. The world, nature has everything for everybody. Obia, we have everything for it is not for everybody, but it's the few that want to amass all of it. That's why there's poverty. So Obia fakakra hiano na nkafonso yenyebi.
Okay. So 1760, Mame Koson Kayo, text message line now Odia Brady and Shajibre Akinkama on the 27th of December, Multi TV Kids for Kids channel. This is the 3rd edition. Yet to pro Kesia Palma, a year and Quadachi to 1 hour nibi. Nyanka and the Kahono, the Tosso Miansani, Tisa, Apontono, Basso, na Nipebinum Tisa Funny Face, and Adom to Fokudam, and other cultural troops, and so Babasi, Abama, Yananamni and Quadanum, one near to Miaji. And make sure, say, this year on the 27th of December 2014, also Babakaya Hona, also Yasi, Yaman Quada, over 3,000 Adriane and in Tadia. Now when near to me aje make out say ebiana episode mpaboa toys and I say nwane ahodo de ba kokomlemle ha multi TV office just opposite Joy FM and I say episode city council tie here account in multimedia group stroke MTV OPS multimedia group stroke MTV OPS bank near Access Bank account number 00901010467111. My message is 00901010467111. Multimedia Group stroke MTV OPS Bank near Access Bank. Naboya Kwanshogoso. Well, maybe another person whom you saw my friend number is 0302-211-688 and 0244340421 and 050-961-7336. Yene, His Excellency Sam Piale, Ghana's ambassador to India, and Adom Komo. Generally, as the year gets to an end, and if you Sunni buying so, you know, to see a faster. Na edibira 2015 but it's a shas here sabri ya nkasa sidebeya ira 2015 mo enkoya de foforo emai ye nkwohwe amanyo semu kakra na no da de course Baba Sports Stadium NDC amanyo koni koyi akandifo a won de won ekọ 2016 abato no ne de ekokọ so ewo no versus now honum but because overall impressions about nano da de ohu here
I can say, sir, I have taken part in all NDC congresses. In fact, I was the chief executive that hosted the first NDC Congress in Cape Coast.
Wow.
Yeah, it's 92. And I must say, sir, this is one of the most refreshing congresses, sir, Marco. Refreshing in the sense that, like my brother Foto said, it was devoid of all the tensions and acrimonies now associated with the conferences, congresses. We didn't. You see, if you see the pictures, people who are just jubilating and having fun. You understand? But apart from the socialization aspect of it, the Congress also made very far-reaching changes in terms of leadership, in terms of the content of our Constitution. For example, if you come to the Constitution, we have broadened the base of people who have the right to vote. You understand? For example, I as an ambassador, I'm obliged to contribute monthly to the party, but I don't have a vote. You understand? Until say me contribute, you can make contribution to the party. A switching will be our district and a branch, but one has a right to decide who should be the president. Besides, the levels of exposure are different. So I think this was a very refreshing change. To broaden the constitution was very, very, very good. The other issue is the fact that there have been some changes in the leadership. You know, everybody and every human being should accept change as a way of life. Change. With time it's okay, but it will change. And I am happy to say, woman, no more hold that. And a woman, everybody took it in very happy mood. Nobody did that, you know. Like Photo said, NDC from 92 is maturing. You know, we will say a lot of changes about. Starting, you know, we are growing, and the young ones are coming in. And those of us who are growing, we insist that we should leave the values of the party to the young one. And I think it is good. Another thing is, President Rawlings was there, and he set the tone. Said, it's time to unite. A house that is divided against itself will never stand. So I'm just telling everybody what has passed has passed. We should forget all the issues about who is this, who is on whose side. Today, who says Rawlings boys rule the party. No, the party cannot be ruled by anybody. The party can only be ruled by the constitution. You understand? It's only the perception say, media Rawlings in Nipa, media Tamilos in Nipa, media doesn't mean nothing. What is important is that you have a party and an agenda to prosecute. Not for the good of yourself, but for the good of the country. Political party, say, you win elections. It is not an electoral machine. The electoral machine we have in the electoral commission. But a political party is a vehicle for national development. And so that's the way we should see a political party. Say, it's a national institution, depending on democracy. But say election machine. You find out that after winning elections, the party goes dump, dead, and debt. Almost offices in now are closed. You know, anytime you pass and you see a party in power, you're close to the offices now. It means the party is not functioning. You know, it should be robust. And I know that the people, especially my friend Kofi Adom, who has been elected as a national organizer, he's a very dynamic guy, and I know he would go out all there to make sure that the grassroots are functioning. Now, again, I have spoken loudly against monetization of politics. You know, I say, assembly member, I'm not downgrading that level of election, but that's the grassroots. And now you need a lot of money.
Assemblyman.
I'm telling you, that's what my observation is. Candidates now we see a from meeting. Oba now ubi now when we that am I here? Why are you? You know I'm contesting on my here. Oh, my here share on my 200 Ghana cedis. So I am forced to also top it up. And to those delegates, you know, Obiaba. But you ask yourself, the aggregation of all this is not the root of corruption that we have in politics.
Honesty, truthfulness is right.
You know, when as a good person, that should be able to serve you. Why must I pay you to appoint me to serve you? It's because we say what we cannot do. We talk about things that we cannot do. You understand? If you understand that government is a continuum, you will not think that, or say, I have to pay my way through to be elected. You understand what I'm saying? Now, so that leads me to the Congress. And these sweeping changes, I believe, would help. Now, the NDC itself is going by biometric. It will help the party very, very, very well. So I know that the party, I don't believe that the party must necessarily be an election winning machine. The party, MPP, NDC, whatever party, should be a way of educating our masses. It should be a way of elevating or eliminating poverty. That's what they mentioned. That's the way I understand party politics. So, as a minister, as a district chief executive, as what? You've been given a charge by God to eliminate poverty. It is not for the joy of so what I say. na se wontumi hu no mpa ma obi anyeden ehu no. That's the way I understand politics. I know that the kind of leadership Kofi is a down to earth person. Kofi Potofi is a down grassroots person, and I know that our foot soldiers, if there's any terminology called foot soldier, I don't believe there's anybody called for foot soldier.
Party sympathizers.
It's a party activist. You know, party activists. They will also find joy in the elections that we have made, and also know, say, leadership. You know, nobody pays them money. Say, obi any budgeter, or that what say obi aba. You know, what they should do is that say, be na one person omo ya, be na one person omo ya. In terms of business plans, in terms of seed capital and other things. But from food soldiers, they are perpetual professional beggars.
Perpetual
professional beggars. MPP were what? The same group of people. NDC were what? The same group of people.
How do we manage those things? Because their belief is that they've also sacrificed a lot for the party. So added up
the party is not a factory.
The party
is not a factory. You understand? Say, what to Abamami? I'm a MP. What you want me to do is a call parliament. I can't papa. What I say? The wave because you have voted for me. And no pebia no for car fee fee.
All better me fee.
All better me fee. And then mama be. Or tell mama be. Be an energy. No me be an
amount. And oh, the third day no for be a ma. And some me can't for one. Who feel move for a zampa.
But in coming on the first two no. Go by no so. Person me koto anka. Na person me ye bibi. One day me chano. Into eja boame.
Yes, me my mama anka adwetri 100 cities. Kofa anka ton. Me mama hobiem.
I teach you how to fish and not to give you fish. But that is one thing that is being lost on us, and it doesn't help anybody. One year that you know, this will be Kobob this year or bank, as under the Bear campaign. The
extreme pressure to a teacher, Mamoya Manuel. So, how do we solve that pressure problem? No, because they will be about a political appointment, be it in opposition or in government. You know, the assumption is that that is it.
Interestingly, Kaba, let me use my own self as an example. I used to work for the Minister of Work and Housing in Takrebi, but there will be two of us, two party functionaries. You know, they will ask the other person money, but they will refuse or they will not come to me for money. So one day I asked them, "Say, would they hard though?" You know,
how was they hard?
Yes, not hard because I don't want to give them, but I called them to my office and said, "Look, it is not dignifying. Son, no be able to no big na ministry abonting, minister na pon minister ba obo a champion every day we're a champion. So what?
Minister one.
Minister, yes. Why can't you start thinking about your own self? Say, some important to me, I am minister one. I'm going to concentrate on my child to be minister two. Is your life that floating? Say, oh, the India, why consigning who to be a perpetual professional beggar? Life is not like that. Life is not like that. What party wa benuma? Na adumara wunya minister benya minister danfo maninchira okwanya wonso so aye penny but perpetually mama wa Tangana no and now you Kofi akoyede
akobako humana say.
And for how many times will we get it? Let's start thinking about ourselves.
Okay, so parties should set up businesses and help party activists to go through.
Of course, in Israel and other America, Democrats, they have institutions.
Okay.
You see, now, by this time, if the NDC, MPP even have schools, commercial schools are yet technical subjects. If the NDC, MPP have factories, it will help. Okay. Car, master, every 4 years, basically, car, campaign, billboards, T-shirts.
They set up industries and institutions and all.
Say yes, sir. The factories are. And can Kodana ye show muti t-shirt only at the election time. They'll be working. And so naturally they'll vote for us. So I think that we should start rethinking. It's not too late. We should. Others went through the same and they started to say, oh, look, let's think again. Because at the end of every election, say both as individual MPs, as collective party collectively, and as a country,
well, Your family the bear me said be a point is 0302 211 up to 4. I'm sure that as of no still somewhere part of it. Move on chairman at the appropriate platform. I'm sure say His Excellency will still avail himself. No pushy the toss through well. Now so far but I accommodate just to make sure physically and spiritually, every individual we are well informed. As we teach you 2015 because success, there's not too much dependency on the spiritual life the success, and then not too much dependency also on the physical life the success entirely. You have to see through, but seeing through, and the pen His Excellency put on your thinking cap and pray for wisdom. Say they be a bit to me Eddie saying. Bawa, good morning. I'm saying.
Good morning, Betty.
Okay.
Anytime, my member about the body Peshema on a book of Yadan. There was another national organizer, the wonderful and one of the best NDC presidents. Honorable kind of thing, and I say, Eddie, excellent rather, if I tell you. Or can say, maybe I answer.
Oh, very unfortunate. Bawa, Thanos South for say meeting say chairman yanko na yemfa of training so or so. Good morning. Upon saying, very unfortunate. I'm saying 0302 211 701 up to 4. You be page more and it's the 22nd day of December 2014. The car 22nd. We must say bam to Boise. It's a very normal day and a very normal month. 82 was so to was. The only excitement is that probably who mommy and now papa and now offer and now be ache. The good thing is that Ubia Befi, if you bano so bano, think positive. Na BBNG. Mr. Kuma, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yes, sir. But you are supposed to say.
Master Potter, we are not doing Potter, sir.
I'm not doing Patrick.
They were just it. Potter, my pedicure papa, some clearly there. Therefore, now, or tonight, so Butuma, in your uncle, your sofa. And I'm there, I want my button and catch it or catch it. Are you very good, papa? One Makasa, I didn't be a woman at once. If you see there on your politics, not so do how a woman in Tonko and Tonka is but then I think the not on church and on church and waffle. There is the proper teaching. Any proper teaching, I say, but if you have a number, but then I think you insurance.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Peter, good morning. I won't say.
Sir.
Hello.
I want to congratulate. Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, Peter.
I want to congratulate your panel. Hello.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
For his contribution, and I believe that what he was saying, if all the youth will listen to him, I think Ghana will be a better place for all of us. The people go to universities to do programs and expect the government to do the employment. Can you imagine all the tertiary institutions that we have in this country? And how many firms are in this country that when you complete, you come back and then wait for government to do something for you? And the sad thing is that people are now forming graduate unemployment association and what have you. That is not going to help us. Let us be very positive minded and try to see that Ghana belongs to everybody. So we shouldn't read partisan into national development.
Okay. From Bolaga, Abu, good morning.
Good morning, Omani.
Abu.
Good morning to your panel. First of all, I want to thank the ABC, congratulate their Congress. Finish that successful. But whatever they do, MPP will beat them 2016. I want to thank the panel there. I'm always like his submission. So I'm not the NDC, I'm MPP. But you have a deputy man and vision for the country. These are people that want to be a leader of this country. Don't put everything to the politics. Like you say, you don't go to school. And every morning you go to a minister or DC, give me the work. How type of work do you expect the DC or minister to give to you? Or MP? Who is vote them, at the end of the day, we say they are corrupt. They are corrupt. Who made them to be corrupt? Who is the food project or grassroots? Who are the leaders to be corrupt? Because when they are going to him, give me this, give me this. How much the person is collecting his salary or allowance you are expecting them every day when he comes, you give them money. He pays school fee, pay the hospital bill. Everybody will come, MPs come. Everybody, early morning, you see MP house is full of people. So I'm begging the Chinese, if you want the devourer to devour this country, we should leave the politicians. If you vote them, vote them for the issues. Anytime that he come back to you, ask him, will I tell her you do ABC to us? You don't do it. So in therefore, you vote to praise the president about that.
Thank you.
Thank
you. Finally, Aisha Kumasi, good morning.
Good morning,
yeah, Aisha, let's say. Adom, you Aisha.
Okay, I'm doing nice. You did bring my delegates. Me and I'm to Abama Kufiaban.
Okay. Patrick, that's it. Aisha, that's it. Check Your Excellency, final message.
Yeah, my final message is like we started, the year is coming to an end. And many people will know that if you are 13 years, next year you'll be 14 years. So life is not stopping. You understand? And therefore, you must start having positive changes. Say, I was 13, now I'm 14, next 2 years I'll be 15. So you are growing.
You're growing.
And if all you know how to do is negative things, now you are growing. And you will be angry with yourself today. Say, I want a change
in my life.
In my life, through myself.
Not any other person.
That's the first important thing.
To the fact that you are born to rich parents is not a guarantee that you.
It is not a guarantee, parent. Not at all. You have people. I was never born to a rich parent, but I had a rich father in thought. My papa to me to church. It's my father who told me, said, "Then I said, Papa, say, kaya benejuma, means that benisika. So benisika is a bet what if you had it. But able bank was anything to the west of what done or button." So that's had guided me. Now, there are rich people who, after their death, when one man had to turn one more basa,
because he lacked it.
Like this. Now, all of you, the youth that are watching me, me pamuchao. This Christmas, and yet for drinking. This Christmas is not for womanizing. This Christmas is not just for parties and all of them are important. But this Christmas should dawn on you that you have 1 year spent and another one is coming. Sit down. Every one of you watching me, find a time of the day, ahomachio and ajo. Take a piece of paper and write a letter to yourself, what you want to be in future.
Okay.
Write a letter to yourself. And then find out, this is my objective. This is where I want to be. How do I get there?
Okay.
When do I get there?
Okay.
You see, ask yourself strategic questions. Say, hey, you know, I graduate too. I want to be the best of this organization, not through dubious means. So what do I do? Learn about the job. So first, learn about yourself. Know your capabilities. Know your strengths. Know your weaknesses. And deepen your strengths.
Okay. Your Excellency.
I hope that driver 4, who say every life is important. I figure and most of these accidents are avoidable accidents.
Very much avoidable.
What time yet? Who breaks in yet? No, they sequence. Obi was me them took me chakota and I'm driving ye. It is wrong. It is right driver 4 and a passenger 4 so. Say, mummy and fena a few idea and yet accident.
Okay, so now, that's it.
To support your call, we should have efficient and sensible expenditure
this Christmas. Okay, so His Excellency some PL as it sounds like MTTD for Premier Damose Yankai for passengers. A safer Christmas starts with you. Speak up against driver misbehavior at all times and let us stop road accidents. And and pay a child driver for passenger for DSP Alexander Obey also church or MTDD. Media see her none before to us. Namia Mechina, yes, I know what I'm saying. Ye did Brunyano, Tenefina Home, yes, every edge by the amount. Yako, Namia Mechina,